Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the studio as we end out the month of August and are about to break into the fall. And tonight, what a special and kick-ass evening we are already having. Brings me great pleasure to finally, after many years, welcome to the show for the first time, San Antonio's premier fucking rock band. Yes, the boys from Kingdom Collapse are here.
Hell yeah!
Yeah! Holy shit!
Let's go. Hey, we're finally here.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, that vodka's working hard tonight.
Well, I just got to say, first off, so we've been touring the country relentlessly for the past 4 years. So thank God someone in San Antonio recognizes this.
Oh, man.
Dude, hell yeah.
Oh, no. We're going to talk all about happenstance, planning, and just fucking fate, man, because I think all of that comes into play when I think about you guys. And I want to start at the very beginning because this is, of course, like I just said, the first time you guys have been on Rob's, and I don't want to take for granted that everybody already knows the history of this band and all the great things that you've accomplished, the evolution of this band, because there are people not only in San Antonio and Texas, but all over the world who watch our show. So let's start at the very beginning. Okay, and I want to ask, like, when did Kingdom Collapse officially kind of form as a band?
So Kingdom Collapse, so we were in college around this time.
What year was that,
That
John?
was like 2013-14. And it was kind of after I was coming out of another band, it was like we were more in like the metalcore, the Asledyne, the Killswitch, that kind of thing. And I was thinking of a name for a project, and it was around the time that I was really kind of doing away with the whatever I was told to believe or think, you know what I mean, growing up. And it was like I was really forming like what I believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this whole concept of that old kingdom has to collapse for the new chapter to really like
all right,
rise.
I get it.
Right?
That's great. Yeah, I like
and so
that.
that was like a short-lived kind of metalcore project at the time. Literally, we only played like 3 or 4 months, and then the band fell apart. You know what I mean? Because like you deal with like when you start a band, you deal with a lot of people that are like, okay, yeah, I'm down. But then when the rubber meets the road, literally the road, it's like you have to give up your job. You got to figure out rent and all this stuff, and logistics get in the way. And
You're talking about the original Kingdom.
Well, so let me interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
I posted on social media that picture of when you were here.
Yep.
You and Aaron.
There was also a ghost.
Here. Aaron was here.
There was a
well.
ghost in the picture. The ghost of
Aaron
So you were here
Smith.
in the studio
Smith.
in 2010. So
14.
That was
2014.
2014, sorry. 2014.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. That's what I meant. 10 years ago in 2014.
Summer of 69.
So that was like very
That
soon
was right.
when the
that
band
was
had
within
formed.
a couple months. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it kind of just was buried for another 2 or 3 years, and then I started writing for a new project. That was,
if I can say, reality is with when the Kingdom thing. So Arisen, we were here with Arisen. That was that band.
yeah.
Kingdom Collapse.
When you were here at the house.
Yeah, we were here. That was for Arisen.
Oh, okay.
But it was same. I was still managing.
It was a
He
very
was.
quick
Yeah, he was playing guitar in them.
Yeah.
Then Kingdom Collapse started. We had a vocalist who said he was all about it, but he recorded 3 songs in 2 years. So we're in college and like, dude, like,
We're like, let's go. Right?
yeah, it's like, can we just do? And we're too nice. Like, we're always too nice. Always too nice, right, David? Always too nice.
That's why David
Absolutely.
joined the band.
Always too nice.
Because I can control these guys.
Because David's the asshole.
That's what I just said. There always
What do you have to say about that, David?
There always has to be
I'm
one
not
of those.
an asshole. I'm learning.
Hey, David's not the asshole.
So that happened, and we were like, way too patient. We had lofty dreams, and we let people hold us back, I guess. But those people always come full circle. Now that things are blowing up, they're like, "Oh, hey, dudes!" It's like, man, thanks for wasting our time.
Right. And,
Well,
and
you know, it's like there's a lot of like, you know, when you're doing the music thing, you end up playing with so many musicians to where it's like maybe it didn't work out in this project or whatever, but there's a ton we're great friends with. It's like we got Robert, great friends, Josh, good friend, you know, but at the same time, it's like this was not our plan B, C, D, or whatever. This is our plan A. There is no B. And when you have that mindset, I think that's what pushes you to make, you know, to not settle for nothing happening. You know what I mean?
With that point, because he and I were always, since we've known each other since we were 5. So, like, we've always done the music together. Like, I managed at the time. He was writing and playing. He was
When we were 5. No.
when we were 5, but he wasn't singing yet. But we were like, dude, we gotta get on Rob's MetalWorks, and that was literally for Arisen. That was 10 years ago.
wow.
That was around that time.
Yeah, like that was. So that's what brought us here the first time.
And you know, I've always been open to you know our regional scene and meeting musicians, and I think like I put in my post, one of the things that I really kind of took away from that initial meeting, even though I knew you guys were really young, is that you guys had a vision for what you wanted to do musically. So now, you know, if someone said, Rob, tell me about Kingdom Collapse, I could, you know, spew out everything that I know about the band because I know a little bit about the vision musically and who you are as a band.
Right.
And I just want to jump back real quick, John, because I think you said something very, very important that I think a lot of young musicians need to understand is that you may have dudes in your band who are great players, but if they don't believe in the vision and they're not willing to sacrifice and put forth the hard work, then, you know, it's all for nothing, right? Doesn't matter how good they are. You need to find people.
Yeah, we
who
can
kinda
still be
have both.
friends. Still be friends. Let's go out and drink.
But you can't be in my band.
Yeah, not my band.
You're not in the
There's
band.
a lot of those.
John, tell me about what was that vision? Like the vision that you wanted for the band musically and professionally.
So around that time, like I said, when I came up with the whole Kingdom Collapse name and concept, it was really like, okay, high school's over. Real life, right? It's like, okay, if you want to do music in 2020, you know, at the time, 2014 or whatever, it's still the same thing. It's a streaming world. It's like labels aren't as useful as they used to be. No one buys CDs. Everyone's streaming. You really have to get serious. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I hope for the best. It's like you have to make shit happen.
And that includes working social media and
not
else.
even that. It starts at the root of all of it. You have to have good songs. You have to have songs that are not only good, but really relate with people and mean something to people when they hear it.
When he was writing for all of that, he was not singing yet.
Yeah.
It was just guitar.
Yeah, I got something here.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I love how you guys yank the mic from each other.
yeah, dude, that's yin and yang.
yeah, that's it. Like, so the thing is like, you know, it's like the whole thing, like around that time is like, okay, we're going to form a band. Like, I was writing for a new project, didn't have a band for it yet. And it's so hard to find like a singer that really like, one, can sing the stuff, and then two, logistically, you know, as far as like, are you dependable? Are you reliable? You know, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And we got so fed up with going through playing in all these different projects, you know, where it's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. And I don't care if I have to start at the very bottom. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put in that work behind the scenes. If it takes 2-3 years, whatever. That was around late 16, 17, and we started playing in 18. And
So at one point, there came a point where you just said, I'm just going to sing.
yeah. Yes. I was always a guitarist. And
Right,
me and
right.
David played in a band.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was a
Yeah,
guitarist.
I've seen videos of you playing guitar, but I never knew
Yep.
that's how you started.
Yep. I played
Wow.
guitar for like 23 years now.
Wow. Well, that's great. And when I introduced you guys, I said, premier hard rock band, and I guess, we don't necessarily have to put everything in a genre or define everything, but people
Right.
in the market like that. That's how it's more easily
Right.
consumed by them. Does that title ring with you, to sit well with you, or
Hard rock?
yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hard rock.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely, like, we all love, like, the heavy stuff, like,
yeah.
coming from more of the metal background.
Sure.
I've personally always loved, like, really heavy stuff, but also really melodic stuff, big, huge choruses. And that's the stuff I write more. So when Kingdom Collapse kind of came back around and, like, we were forming this thing, it definitely took on more of a hard rock,
Right,
active rock,
right.
rock/metal,
Yeah. Huge choruses, big
Yep.
hooks, fucking
Yeah, and have those moments
melodies.
where it's heavy.
Yeah, I love it. I love all that
Yeah.
stuff too. You guys
Yeah.
know that. I mean, I love it all. I mean, we were just talking about how much we love Creed and stuff, and
Yeah.
Tremonti and Stop, and all that stuff's good, man. It's all good, heavy stuff.
If it wasn't for Creed, it's like I don't think I would be playing guitar, dude. Like, yeah.
You too, Dave?
Same.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
That's
When
why you.
I saw them in '99 at the Alamo Dome, and
Yeah.
it was one of those moments that I was like, I have to do that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah. That's cool. I remember when they played here in San Antonio in 2012, or when they reunited in 2012 with Stop. I think they played the Sunset Station. Yeah, Sunken Gardens. Sunken Gardens. Sunken Gardens. Yeah.
I saw that show too.
I interviewed Brian Marshall that night. Yeah. And they were cool. And
They played in Houston. Also
Yeah.
on Cynthia Woods.
Yeah, and I saw that one too.
that wasn't the.
I was on both.
That wasn't like.
I'm
Yeah,
serious.
that wasn't the big arena tour that they did that year. That was kind of. They were starting out.
So I don't know if you look at this stuff, but Creed's current tour right now, they're averaging 20,300 tickets a night on this tour. Average. What does Sunken Gardens hold?
3,000, 4,000.
Exactly. So since 2012, you said? Yeah. So the past decade, their draw has more than quadrupled.
Supply and demand.
Well, you know what it is too.
Less supply, more demand.
But Taproot can't do that, and I love them.
But you know what
Creed
it is?
can.
It's like
that's
all
offensive
the,
to Creed.
all the big fans that they had. Like you guys said, when you were kids when you fucking
Yes.
became fans of Creed.
Yes.
Now all of us are grown up and we have money to spend, and we're spending our money to see
And we're
Creed.
blowing it.
Yeah.
Those $50 shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
My sacrifice.
Exactly. So, John, I know you've gone through some members
Yeah.
in the history of Kingdom Collapse. Let's talk about the here and now. When did David join the band? 2000?
20. So 4
been a
years
little
ago.
while.
4 years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And David got here a little earlier, so we had a chance to talk. And I remember I first met David when you were with The Taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of hook up with these dudes?
So Jonathan, funny story, was a guitar player for The Taking.
Really?
For a very short period.
Yeah, this was around that time where I was writing and didn't have a band yet. And I was
I didn't
like,
know
man,
that.
I still want to play some shows, right? So
Yeah.
like they were looking for a bassist. So I was like, fuck it, I'll play bass, right?
Yeah.
And then their guitarist quit like 2 shows after that. And then I was like, back to guitar. Here we go. And then like, okay. And then we're like, "Wah, wah, wah," together. And then I was like, kind of showing him the new stuff, like when I would be writing it. And our first single we released was Drifting Away. And I remember showing you that in the car.
right after rehearsal.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, David, I want to show you something. And then
I think after
it wasn't my wiener.
we were finished listening to that song, I had already known that I had a baby on the way.
Yeah.
I'd already know that I was gonna hang up the guitar for a little bit and spend some time at home.
you didn't father his kid?
No, definitely not.
We have some news.
So I told him in the car, I was like, "Hey man, if this ever gets rolling, you know what I'm doing. I'm leaving. And just stay in touch. Let's hang out."
I actually want to interview you right now because I don't know, because we were living together during those demos, but I didn't know about the Taking stuff. So Drifting Away came out. but you were like,
around the time he was leaving.
so you were like, dang, I might like this.
Yeah, pretty much. No, the song was badass, and I loved it.
What song was that, Dave?
Drifting Away.
Oh, okay, okay.
First song.
And it was, I mean,
Is that song online?
yeah, yeah. We played that one. It's like fourth or fifth. But yeah, on headliner shows.
Like there's, like right now during our set, like if we get a support slot, we're playing like all like the Octane hits, you know what I mean? Some of
Right.
like the, you know, your top ones.
Sure.
But headlining set, we'll throw in Drifting Away. We'll throw in some old ones, you know what I mean? To kind of fill the set, you know, so we don't get prorated on our guarantee.
Sure.
Yeah, but I told Jonathan just stay in touch, and him and I we would talk late. He's like, hey man, you know, it would
That's
be
great.
like it would be like 3 in the freaking morning, and this motherfucker calls me up, and I'm like, oh,
That's great.
Hold on, let me talk.
Dude. Yeah, and I was like, dude. So
Bass player went AWOL.
originally it was kind of like the same thing with the Taking. It's like it flipped, and I was like, we're looking for a bassist, but you know what I mean, like possibly a guitarist because we can move people over. Like
Yeah.
they're both guitars, you know what I mean?
It's like, well, it's funny. I feel like we're just playing trade the mic. Gaston, you'll get it at one point. Don't worry. During
He's
that
next.
time, because this is
Juicy, dude.
this is how it built during this time. Because so we all knew David was playing with the Taking. David knew the songs. I was managing. I moved back from LA, so I was doing hired gun pop shit. I moved back during COVID because there was no money. Moved back home. I'm like, hey, dude, maybe I should play in the band and we can drive this. And he was like, but we can get David to play guitar. So that was like the 2020. That was around there.
Ever since, like that's dream team shit right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, because obviously me and Aaron known each other 20 years before that. David, you know, had 5 years or so we've known each other, and it was very natural because we had already been in other projects.
Fate. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
things just
Yeah.
coincidentally
And we'll get to more fate
come
over
together.
here.
So let's talk about Gaston
Yes.
joining the band. I've known Gaston for many years now. From his time in Relent. So I remember when I saw the post that he was in the band, I was like, holy shit, this is kind of significant. Yeah. Gaston is a great player, and he's been in the band since January.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a full year now.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
what's it been like, Gaston, hooking up with these guys and
Dream team.
and
It's honestly,
you gave me a little bit of scoop outside.
It is a dream team. I've known Jonathan for probably about 10 years now, maybe over that.
Yep.
We've always talked about getting together and doing things. And as Kingdom Collapse was coming out and doing their Octane thing, Relent was doing the same thing.
During COVID.
During
Same
COVID,
time.
same time.
Yep.
That was low, right?
We had a single called Low
Yeah,
on
same time.
on Octane doing the same thing. So we had two San Antonio bands on the national prime type of thing, right?
Mhm.
It was literally like our songs back to back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, back to back.
That's
So-
cool.
Like an hour or two.
That's cool. San
And-
Antonio bands repping
Yeah.
nationally. That's
yes.
cool.
So people that listen to the SM Octane, if you know, the DJs, they would talk about that. It's like, hey, we got two San Antonio bands. Who would have thought that was gonna happen?
Right.
And like, and they would promote us and do big things, right? And there comes a point in my thing with Relent where I had to take a step back for a little bit and focus on what I wanted to do,
What's best for Gaston?
what's best for me.
Yep.
And through those times, my guys are still here. They're like, hey, if you ever want to do something, come through. And like I said,
We had some under the table meetings with Gaston before he even joined the band.
So you poached him.
Yeah, we had some. No.
Come on.
No poach.
No.
Dude, literally, it was fate, like you said. Like
Sure.
literally, no one was stolen. It was perfect timing.
Sure.
Let's
sure.
be real. Drummers are sluts.
Yes, they are.
Drummers are sluts. Okay, so we had some beers.
But on the other side of that coin, good drummers too are hard to come by.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Good
No,
drummers
you're
are hard to come
absolutely
by.
right. Good drummers are hard to find. And like I said, I've known I've known Jonathan for over 10 years. We've actually been trying to get this going for the past 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I've been so busy with the projects that I've been with that hold on.
This is great. He was playing hard to get. It was like, dude, you don't want to join up and coming? It's like, no, I'm too busy. Let me fluff my dreads.
I was busy. I will say that I'm a guy that's loyal to the band that I'm in.
Yes, he is.
And now that I'm part of Kingdom Collapse, it's a loyalty, it's a brothership that has been here since the beginning, before I was even in the band. So to see where we're going now as a team, a dream team, it's things that I've thought about that I know that could happen, and it's happening with these guys.
Right.
So it's we all work hard to do what our thing, right? Everyone has a job, and we all do our job the
Everybody
best we can.
knows their role, and everybody has to believe in the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move forward.
Yep.
I love the songs. Great. I think John made a great point when he said before you get the other parts of the machine rolling, you have to have good songs. I tell that to all these young cats that I meet that come through my doors. I said, it all starts with the fucking music, man, and that's why any band that's ever on Rob's is a band that I'm a fan of. If I don't like your music, if a band sends me something and they want to be on Rob's, and I'm like, you know what I say?
We're gonna
I just
redo
say-
that.
I just say, keep working, bros. You're not quite there yet. Keep working.
Hacking away. Keep hacking away.
I mean, it has.
Brutal honesty is the best thing. It hurts sometimes, but there's been times that I've been told no, and there's been times where when you're told no, it's like how do you go?
That makes you work
past
harder. That should make you work harder.
99% of the time.
That should
99.
make you work harder and say, okay, we need to get better.
At every phase or level of that journey as a band, 99% of it is no.
And you cannot buy your way on Rob's either.
Huh. Well, good, because it took like 2 weeks to fucking pay my rent. I'm not giving you $1, bud.
Trust me. Trust me.
Hey, I couldn't even pay rent this week.
I got a vinyl.
Side piece.
I got a vinyl tonight.
Yes, you're welcome. But what's been your recently, other than us, because we're the best interview you've ever had, but what's been your favorite interview you've had in the past couple years? Actually, couple years, not
Oh gosh,
months,
that's
but
so
couple
hard
years.
to say. There's so many.
Okay, last year. What's been your favorite one?
Oh man, jeez, that's a hard question. It really is. I'm drawing a blank right now, believe it or not, and I hardly ever do that.
So Kingdom Collapse and
Huh?
Kingdom
I
Collapse
will say
and
this. I will say this. You guys are the first band to drink vodka with me. Dude, that is true,
Yes.
dude.
I will
I'm
say.
always drinking vodka when people come over, and nobody says, Rob, can I have some of your vodka?
Dude.
Nobody.
I used to be just mainly like a whiskey drinker, but
Wow.
I found out on the road.
Okay, that fact in and of itself puts you guys in the top 5.
Dude, yeah, exactly, dude. It's like that.
That is true.
Give me some of that
Oh,
Russian
yeah.
water.
Yeah, thank you, Steven Rodriguez, because if I didn't have that big bottle, I probably wouldn't share it with these fuckers.
Hell yeah.
But I got plenty to go around.
Well, you did.
Let's talk about, like I was mentioning, great songs.
Hell yeah.
I love your vibe, really just big hooks, like we said earlier, big melodies, good choruses. Talk a little bit now that since David's kind of been in the band, even though you guys have had big hits before David was in the band,
Right.
About the writing process. Does it all start with you, John?
It definitely does, yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
But, it's one of those things, this started almost like a solo deal and shifted into a full band kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
So I'll initially, bring, a song to the table, and everyone's it's like with David, so the most recent single, Last One Standing,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We hit that bridge part of the song, and I was like, you know what? This would be badass to have a solo. So we had David rip up a fucking solo right there, and like, you know, it's like it becomes something different by the time it reaches the finish line.
Right.
But definitely like I'll start shit, and then there's different ways, you know, it goes across the finish line. But yeah,
That's great.
Dude, the thing is, I'm looking at Mark Tremonti right now at thinking about all of their hits. Our band is about there's no ego. It's like if you have a good song, bring it. We don't care who writes it. Just like
An idea is an idea.
it's about the song. Yeah, it's like it's not ego. It's just let's have awesome songs.
it's very like the approach creatively for Kingdom Collapse is very much about the big picture of the song, because you know, like there's a lot of bands where it's like, okay, there'll be one or two people that kind of handle a lot of the writing, but it'll be like a soul guitarist or a soul singer, and you know, like if you let the singer, you know, carry too much of the stuff, like it could get kind of off track or whatever.
Sure.
But I was a guitarist for like 20 years before that, so I don't look at songwriting like, oh, look at me, or look at the guitar riff, or look at the
Right.
look at the song as a
Right.
whole. We're a
Especially
unit.
with-
It's a
especially with
machine.
some of these guitar players who are really kind of like, you know, like shredders.
Virtuosos.
Yeah, virtuosos. It all becomes about them.
But David, let me ask you, who cares about a fucking solo? Like, is it about the solo or the song?
The song.
It's about the song, but it needs a solo.
Oh, that's a Rob opinion. That's a Rob opinion.
Hey, that song needed a solo, and David brought it.
This isn't.
Boom.
This isn't fucking Saint Anger, bro. Yeah. You need a solo and a good record.
I'm curious about that. So,
Now the thing is too.
wait, you're a Metallica fan.
Yeah.
What's the thoughts on? Because I honestly,
I'm gonna have to edit all of Aaron's rantings out of this fucking interview. Just kidding.
no, just keep it in. So,
all his fucking
so
random thoughts.
So
I'm
we
just fucking with
we
Jared.
played.
It's that vodka, dude.
We
I
played,
know exactly. No more orange vodka for fucking Aaron
We
until we're done.
That's weird. It was clear. I swear it was clear.
He gave you a whole shit.
I swear it's
So-
clear.
Aaron, we're good. Ask me your question. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was waiting for like 2 minutes. but
Okay,
y'all were
sorry.
talking.
Go ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
welcome to Rockville. We played with Metallica.
Yeah.
So, Saint Anger.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Because I like that song.
I think there's a couple of good tracks on Saint Anger. But I remember when you watch the some kind of monster DVD, Lars is saying like no solos, and Kirk saying like, dude, we need a solo. And some of those songs would have been way better with a solo. There could have been solos in them. But again, I think Lars was conforming to what was happening in the market. And that's when all of that new metal stuff was coming out, and there was like no solos in any of that new metal stuff. So, you know, they just wanted to kind of conform into what was happening in the market.
Sure.
But, you know, that's over and done with. You know, that era is over and done with. There always has to be. Now, this is what I was going to say before Aaron went off on his tangent. Yeah. Was that.
You're talking for 3 minutes.
But
On his tangerine.
a solo in a song does not have to be a shred fest.
No.
It doesn't have
No.
to be 1,000 notes. It can just be a long fucking, very
think-
tasteful, melodic kind of lead.
Let's-
melodic lead. It doesn't even have to be like a real
No.
lead.
It just needs to be like Mark Tremonti. Let's be
Look
real.
at Tremonti.
They,
Remember Tremonti.
if you're looking for a solo, listen to Mark. Listen to Mark.
Oh my God. I'm going to send him this interview.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna yes, I talked to Mark, and he's my friend, bro. And
Tell about Kingdom Collapse?
of course I can.
We want to tour with Mark Tremonti and Creed, so please tell him. Thank you.
I'm gonna ask him too. I was like, could this dude David have gotten one of your guitars from Guitar Center? I don't know about that story, David, but I'll ask him.
I have one.
I'll ask him. Okay, guys, let's move on. Let's talk about the recording process. I know
Yep.
when we were downstairs, we were talking a
Yeah.
little bit about production and recording and stuff. And you guys have always had good production. And you guys brought this man over tonight, so let's talk about him for a little bit and how you guys record. I forgot his name already. Yeah, McGilvery. David McGilvery?
Yep.
Okay,
David
David
McGilvery.
McGilvery.
So basically,
Who's here this evening?
Yep.
Who's
And
here
he's
this
gonna
evening?
he's gonna step up here in a second. But
Come up
let
here, David.
me give a little backstory. So basically, we started releasing stuff around 2018. Drifting Away was our first single, and soon after that was Suffer.
Okay.
So Suffer kind of blew up on YouTube. It's like we were doing self-produced DIY. You know,
And I love Suffer.
it was
self-produced. That was you.
yes. It was like literally from start to finish. It was, you know, mix, master, you know, everything, tracking, all at my fucking house in the closet, in a closet. You know what I mean? And Uprise was, and Unbreakable was, and all that stuff. And then recently, we teamed up with David McGilvery, our sound guy, because he has a cool studio over at his house to where I'll get a song through the finish line and then take it over there for that last stretch, you know, throw in the closer. And that's where David McGilvery comes in and crushes it.
Hold on, dude. Get out of the closet and look what happened, man.
Come out of the closet. Just say, like, let's communicate that better.
So,
Yeah.
David, are they bringing you already the recorded tracks?
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah.
engineering it?
It's done. I mean, Jonathan,
So what are you doing to it?
He sends me what would be basically finished, right? And then we get in there. It's 90%, 95%. We take it from 95 to 98. And then the last 2% is just, I mean, literally these little micro moves, man. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but
it's like
the magic.
It's to the part to where like that's mine, but okay. So
Now he's
it
drinking.
gets to that part to where they, you know, you start throwing out crazy like words like we need more sparkle in the cymbals, you know what I mean, or we need that low end to thump a little
Gaston's
more,
like,
like shit
my
like that.
drums need to be louder.
Yeah. Like, oh man, like we need a little more beef in that snare. You know what I
man.
mean? We just like
we need a drummer to mix these drums, dude.
it's like we're in the laboratory, like 0.1 dB. You know what I mean? Or like little more body on that snare. You know, like all the detail. And we sit there and yeah.
And that's the thing about Kingdom Collapse. We take the time to make it right for those that listen. Regardless, from the get-go, with no label, no nothing, we're still doing it.
No plan B.
We're going to talk about that.
Just pull out.
Okay. Really good. Good job, David. I love your work, man. I love your work.
Kevin Strudel.
I lost the bass player.
Low end's back.
You guys
We
are
got
kind
the
of doing
sub.
your own recordings. Yes, sir. You have David McGilvery kind of polishing things up. And one of the things that I always thought was curious about Kingdom Collapse, and because as I was getting prepared, and just from what I know about the band after having following you guys for many years, is that I've just seen like singles popping out.
Yeah.
Singles
Now-
popping out.
I'm curious. All
Like-
these singles. What's your favorite single and why?
I have it right here in my little notes here. Okay, so I love Suffering. Suffer. I also love Unbreakable. Of course, everybody does.
What's your favorite?
I can't choose. I mean, those are tracks that I like. I love Half Alive too. I think that's a great track.
Dude, that one.
I think Half Alive is a great track.
So that one's a softer one for us. Like
Yeah.
it's like on YouTube, it's done really well. But
Yeah.
we were like, should we release it? But it was like, all right, we're gonna put it out because we went on tour with Saul.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. It got one of the biggest rock playlists on Spotify.
We're like, okay, let's just throw out a song like to kind of get us to the next big single we push because we're balling on a budget. And it's like this is coming out of like it's like minimal royalties. You know what I mean? It's like when we're home, we try to make a little bit of money. So it's like you kind of have to delegate which songs your budget goes to. So for Half Alive, it was not a big budget.
What's odd with that one, kind of like Suffer, right now Half Alive is on YouTube our biggest single. We don't know why.
Hey Dean, no ice in this thing?
Yeah, dude. What? Dean.
I tried to put ice in it, but there's no ice coming out.
Hey, Dean.
Yeah, there's probably no more ice.
Barkeep.
My fucking fridge can't keep up with all of you guys.
It really can't.
My fault.
It's a real party.
It is a party. So back to my original question. Talk about the marketing strategy, the strategy to stay, talked about in the market is just to release singles. There is no full length release from Kingdom Collapse, right?
You got that vinyl.
I got aside from the compilation though.
I know.
But
yeah, I
there's
mean,
no.
technically on a CD or something.
There was the two EPs, right? The two EPs.
The original. So the War Inside EP had Suffer on it.
Yeah.
It had Bring Me Down.
Only 2 songs?
No, it had 5 or 6 songs.
Okay.
But basically, those songs were the singles. Like Suffer was the big one on that.
Yeah.
And then Bring Me Down was the follow up to where we did music videos for those 2. You know what I mean? And then we moved on to This Agony, and then it was everything after This Agony was like Octane.
And you know what's funny with
Wasn't
that?
there an Unbreakable EP?
There was old songs. You know the band Nothing More.
Yeah.
So their guitarist Mark, he got us Payback. That song, he introduced that to Sirius XM.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Nothing
great.
More. That was Mark. Like he was the one
That's
who
great.
broke us in
That's
with
great.
him.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, he was literally like,
Thank God. I always kind of want to hear stuff like that because
Yep.
when a band gets big, like Nothing More, you always want to hear about them paying it back to San
Yep.
Antonio somehow. I don't really hear them talk
Yep.
about San Antonio very much. Like, oh, we're from San Antonio, bloody blah. You don't really hear that much, but the fact that on the back end they're helping good San Antonio bands out, that's good news.
What's funny with
That's
that,
good to
man?
hear.
Like we are Puro 2110. We're from here, but it's like we go to shows and people are like, "Oh, Kingdom Collapse doesn't play San Antonio." It's like, dude, we try to play here every couple months, but because we tour nationally, but people from our hometown are still like, "Y'all don't play here enough." Like we can't please people enough.
Yeah.
everybody, right?
I remember the last time I interviewed Nothing More was I interviewed Mark, and it was in 2020, I believe. It wasn't that long ago, and the way that interview happened, this totally kudos to Mark, total kudos to him. Is that Chris Bauer, their sound guy? Chris Bauer is a very close friend of mine.
That's my boy.
And I had reached out to Nothing More's publicist because I've worked with them before. And they shot me down on the interview. They said, "No, Rob, you can't set it up." I said, "All right, man." So I went to Chris and I said, "Chris, you think you can talk to Mark about doing an interview with me?" And he goes, "Let me talk to him, Rob."
Was that at Aztec?
That was at the
I
Aztec.
watched that interview.
And then Chris talked to Mark, and Mark said he would do it. Hell yeah. And I'm like, fucking, that's badass because
Mark's always been
that's
cool.
another example of what I just said of him giving back. And I remember when I started that interview, if you watch it, I tell him, I thank him right off the bat. I said, "Thank you so much for your time today, for doing this interview, even though we didn't go through the formal channels."
Right.
He's like, "No, Rob, we're San Antonio. You've been there from the beginning." He remembered that. Yeah.
It's better when you don't have to go through the formal channels. It's like, yo, that's my boy.
Sometimes. Yeah. That makes it more significant. Yeah. So kudos to Mark. All right. So back to the strategy of releasing singles.
Yeah.
Why is that more important than releasing a full length?
So, I mean, in this day and age, it's like no one's buying the CD and no one's buying the album. And you're in such an oversaturated market. There's no way your album tracks in 2024 are going to cut through jack shit.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Even Spotify, the
And
way
then you blow your
Spotify
wad really quick, right?
the way Spotify makes an artist release music. If you have a release scheduled, they allow you to pick one song to submit for playlisting.
That's
one
crazy.
song. So
That's
if you
crazy.
release 12 songs, 11 of them are going to get
Shit canned, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's
So
like
there is a
how do you
strategy.
stay at the forefront?
Yeah. Thank you for bringing me the vinyl. I remember you guys released this vinyl back earlier this year in February.
About a
right?
year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, the independent collection has all the
Yeah.
singles on it.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing me a vinyl.
Hell yeah.
I wanted it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be here in the studio. Is that still available, or did you run
It
out?
is. It is. We so basically, we have that at our merch table.
Where can people get that aside from the shows?
So it's right now the shows. We have very limited left.
Yeah.
We have an online merch company running our stuff now, but our vinyls we keep with us on the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's one of those things we're down to the last like 20 or 30
Yeah.
to where like we're just going to sell those at shows.
Sure.
And then we're getting very close to an actual full-length release. And so that might be something we print soon.
And to that point, like y'all were talking about with singles, we're going to release. So next year we have the full length coming out, but we're going to release singles before the full length comes out.
But those singles will be on the full length.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
But
Yeah.
with like he was saying with streaming, it's like we got to release a song, give it time, release another one, and then the album will come out.
Let me ask you something that was really relevant in an interview that I had with this guy named Trevor Church from Haunt. And this guy's like totally anti-Spotify and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I looked for your music on Bandcamp. Is it on Bandcamp?
Yeah.
It
It
is?
should be.
Wait, Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
What is Bandcamp? What is Bandcamp?
And that's the thing. Like this. Well, let me ask you this question: if I wanted to buy if I wanted to download
iTunes.
Everywhere. Amazon,
I can download
Spotify,
it from there.
YouTube, iTunes.
Okay.
But
Pan-
Bandcamp, we don't. I don't even know what the hell they
I mean,
Bandcamp is something similar to that.
It's for artists that aren't like known.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
amateur artists,
Yeah,
basically that are trying to get out there.
Yeah.
It's a great platform. Great platform.
That guy was telling me that he wasn't on iTunes, and he had a little bit of stuff on Spotify. He goes, Rob, I put my full record on Bandcamp, and I sell it for $5. He goes, I make more money doing that.
I think it has to do with fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, they ream me everywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But Bandcamp, he said, I sell it for. He goes, Rob, you can own my music for $5. He goes, and I make more money that way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty like slim. Like the
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We talked about, you guys mentioned Octane a lot already. We've talked about Spotify already and how important those mediums are for people to listen to music. Let me ask you something, and I want you guys to be candid about it. Is regular radio still viable and vital to you? Just regular radio.
definitely not as much as it used to be. I mean, we all know that.
I saw you guys did an interview on 99.5 Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm like, man, I haven't heard Kiss in fucking forever.
I got the story on that. You want the story?
Go ahead.
We have the only 2 songs in the past 25, 28 years that Kiss has put out that has played a new artist. 2 singles on Kiss.
Do they even have DJs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
The thing is,
JB saying no.
yeah. No, that's all. Okay, so
He's a Christian now?
So the thing is with 99.5, as we know, the last 20 years or so, like, it was kind of a wasteland, right?
I'm getting all the scoop on everybody tonight.
It was.
I love it.
It
I
wa-
try to stay out of the scoop and the drama, but I'm glad it's all coming to me. No drama. Just life changes, right? Life changes.
So check this out. This is how that happened. So
Okay.
99.5, it was like, okay, you're gonna hear Metallica, you're gonna hear Foo Fighters, you're gonna hear
sure.
maybe like a
We
really
all know
old
that,
Linkin
yeah.
Park song, or
Yeah.
So they released a press release on Facebook about a year and a half ago. Yeah. And it was talking about Rockfest up in Wisconsin, right? So you had like Pantera, Slipknot, Disturbed headlining it. Well, so check this out. So it was this big press release. We're playing that. Like, we played it that year. So
It was a
the
Kiss show?
same thing. No, it's Rockfest in Wisconsin.
Oh,
it's like,
okay, yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
like 50,000 people there. Like, it's one of those big, national festivals.
Yeah.
Well, we were on it. So his brother comments and he's like, "Why the fuck are you not talking about the San Antonio band that's actually playing that festival in Wisconsin?"
And your brother has connections with Kiss or what?
No, he commented on the Facebook.
Oh,
you don't know him.
oh, okay, yeah.
He's like, "Why the hell are you not talking about the San Antonio
Yeah,
band
yeah,
as
yeah.
the San Antonio rock station,
yeah.
right?"
Yeah.
99.5 responds, and they go, "You're absolutely right. We should be."
Those guys
Check
are
this out.
Fucking idiots.
Well, the old guys, the old guys. Check this out. This is why it's different now. So that guy, on their account, he's like, "You're absolutely right. We should be talking about them." Edited the post, and it was like Slipknot, Pantera, and San Antonio's own
Yeah.
Kingdom Collapse, right? Then he messages us, and he's like, "Hey, would love for y'all to come by the studio. Would love to learn more about y'all."
Because he's brand new. He took over.
And check this
Who
out.
is this guy?
Check this out. This is where I'm getting to with Rockfest. He was the program director at the rock station up in Wisconsin where they had Rockfest every year. So he was like trying to, like inject some life into 99.5. He's their new program director. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we should be talking about y'all." So we come by, we do the interview and like all this stuff, and he's like, "You know what? 99.5, I don't know what they were doing before this."
Hey, what's his name?
Joe Calgaro.
He's the program director.
Joe Calgaro.
Write that down. Joe Cal.
And his son Jake's a badass. That guy, he loves some vodka. He loves Red Bull and vodka.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad, and I'm glad that you guys did it. I'm glad that.
To your point, terrestrial radio still matters
Still
to
matters.
an extent.
On the back end.
Why does it matter?
The industry still cares because okay, so there's labels, there's managers, there's other bands to where like, hey, Kingdom Collapse is submitted for the next Disturbed tour or whatever. Their team is going to turn around and be like, what does your one sheet look like? What does your resume as a band look
Sure.
like?
And-
And if you have number ones on radio, it's like, that's only going to help.
Hope a number one.
But the thing is now, it's like what a lot of labels or publicists are looking at are Spotify numbers, YouTube numbers, and stuff like that.
And a lot of numbers, a lot of bands we see buy their followers on Instagram
Sure,
and all this
sure.
stuff, and it's like we took a
I don't
vow.
even know how to. I've heard that before. I don't even know how you do that.
We took a vow to
It's pretty easy, honestly.
but like there's a lot of stuff where people try to bait a band into, pressure a band into buying onto a tour, buying onto this, buying onto that. We took a vow as a band to never buy onto anything. If we're going to get any tour, we're going to earn it with our music, with our work ethic, not just money.
What are you talking about? I'd buy onto a Taproot tour any day.
That's a joke. That's a joke. It was very dry, but that was a joke. It was fantastic. The joke was fantastic. The joke was great. You should see it.
So I know you guys recently celebrated Unbreakable breaking 10 million streams on Spotify.
Zeros.
Yeah, bro, that's outstanding.
Where, as an independent-
Congratulations.
And thank you for that. It's hard just to get one stream for any band anywhere. So the fact that we got 10 million, that's
And that's just Spotify alone. That's not Amazon. That's not Pandora. That's not Apple. That's not YouTube. That's not actual YouTube music. That's not Octane. That's not FM. And it was still like top 40 on the rock charts for radio as well.
That's great.
You know?
That's great. I mean, like again, how significant those streams have become, in the music industry now.
Sure.
But also to give you added kudos, Save Me From Myself's done 2 million streams,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Payback 1 million streams.
Uprise. Uprise is coming up on 5.
Millions.
we've done so many interviews, but you actually care. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's like yes. Uprise is coming up on almost 5.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like
4.5
a-
million streams.
That one's kind of
Uprise.
like not an
There's
underdog, but
correct me if I'm wrong. There's not a video for Uprise.
there is.
I didn't see
We
it.
shot it in Kevin's garage in the middle
I
of the
didn't see it.
lockdown. In the middle of the lockdown for COVID.
We'll bring Kevin up here in a little bit as we
So
talk about
no,
videos.
no. Here. Okay,
no,
check
we're
this
not
out.
there yet.
Check-
We're not-
Okay,
we're not there yet. Hold on, hold on. We're
What
not
is
there
the
yet.
track? I don't fucking know.
Hold on, we're not there yet.
so-
You're fucking
I mean,
up my
we're-
routine,
We're talking
Aaron.
about what you're talking about. We're just
my
talking about.
schedule.
We're just talking.
Okay, I know. Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so congratulations, guys. I mean, obviously, I think that's one of the things as I promoted this interview tonight is, you guys have just accomplished so much from, in 2014 to now. And I remember, like I said, meeting you guys and now all the wonderful things that have happened because you were committed to the vision and the hard work and the sacrifice. There's so much sacrifice, I could never, I've met touring musicians for my whole career. And I always tell my chick, I said, man, I don't know if I could live that lifestyle, being on the road all the time.
Yeah.
And then I meet dudes who are like I interviewed Sammy from Go to this. He goes, Rob, I live for this shit. That's what I do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
It's all in your mind and how you want to live your life. But, I know it's a lot of sacrifice, because you're away from kids, your family.
We'll dive into that whenever you want us to.
We will here in a bit
yeah.
because we're going to get to touring
That's a
soon.
big one. It's a big answer.
It's a big one.
You guys, I think one of the things that Kingdom Collapse does so well, aside from the music and the songs, is that you guys know how exactly. And I did not
Hell
know
yeah.
that. I never know. Honestly, I never know what to expect when I bring a band over. I'm like, because I've brought some guys over to interview, and they're like the deadest motherfuckers. I'm like the only one fucking getting hammered, and these guys are just like all like,
Hey, Dean.
they're just
Bring me another.
they're just
Bring me
drinking
another.
water. But you guys know how to throw down.
Get
and
some
I'm
ice
like,
this time.
yeah.
If there's ice in the ice machine, we're
Are you sure you don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
just Trulies and beers and
I mean, if
stuff?
it's cold, yeah. Hey, so if there's anything that's cold, if there's no ice, we're gonna have outtakes galore. This could be great.
I'm gonna really.
Yo, so many outtakes.
I'm gonna release like a lot of snippets of this shit.
You gotta have like a separate upload of outtakes.
KKRAZY. Here's Crazy Collapse. Crazy Collapse.
To be honest, we
Oh man.
TBH, we've been looking forward to this because we want San Antonio. So Joe Calgaro with Kiss, he's awesome.
Okay.
Jason Minix with ESPN Radio is awesome. Chuck Mickatinick with Fox.
Yes.
They all play our stuff.
He's a good friend of mine.
yeah, and
Chuck
people,
McAtinnick.
Yeah, I interned with him in college.
He's a good friend of mine.
So we want San Antonio on our side, but we tour so much where people are like, "Yo, don't play San Antonio." It's like, dude, we try.
We do.
We'll get
So-
there. We're gonna talk about the Blue Bonnet show. I'm gonna talk about the Blue Bonnet show.
Yeah.
So hold on. So
Hell yeah.
So let's get back to the social media question that I had. I think that's one thing that you guys do very well. And I remember I was talking at a meeting with a young band here in town that I think are really hot, but they're not good on social media. And I remember when I met with them, they're like, "Oh, we're busy. We do music." And I'm like, dude, nowadays you have to have a social media presence. You have to constantly be putting stuff out, no matter how fucking monotonous it is.
And almost to an impossible level because like you also have to be a band too.
Yeah.
You also have to.
Like, he and I will we'll talk about, hey, dude, we should do this, we should do that, because we have to be content creators now. We gotta be goddamn content creators.
Sure.
that natty.
You want the natty light?
Oh, he wants a big natty. There you go.
Big.
Don't give me the baby natty.
that little short can?
Yeah.
Damn.
So it is
Give me a
important.
chode light.
Cho light. But
So it is important.
yes, that's where we, as a band, we have to be on TikTok, we have to be on Facebook, we have to be on Instagram. You have to please the algorithm and hope that people like your stuff,
Yeah.
and then keep going.
I love how you two guys do like the little videos and stuff, and you're just talking and
Oh yeah,
They don't invite me. That's why.
you're working. You work too much.
Aaron lives like 2 blocks away, so like that's how it like
Come
it
over and
happens.
let's do a video. Yeah.
And then David's like, nah, dude, I want to be part of that stupid shit.
Yeah. But it's cool how your fans will get on and you see and you respond to their questions and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like when are you coming to
Yeah.
Iowa and stuff like
dude.
that.
You know what? But the crazy
That's
thing
important.
with Iowa, that almost became like an inside joke because when we first started touring, so our first tour was with Nonpoint in late 21, and it seemed like everything we had booked, like 80% of it was Iowa, 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 Iowa.
Hey,
you know?
if they're buying, go.
Yeah, so obviously we did, right? But it was just like Iowa, Iowa, and then it was like country dance halls in Iowa. Like, what the fuck's a country dance hall in Iowa? It's like the lights were on. We're like 10 feet off the ground.
Sounds like a big venue to me.
And, like, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it was cool, you know, and they had barbecue. It wasn't like
hey.
Texas barbecue, but
Hey,
What was that venue called? It was
they had barbecue beans. It tastes like bushes.
Yeah, they were good.
that's probably what it was.
It's probably just some fucking bushes, dude.
Like, we're not complaining about it. We're just noticing this.
But the brisket was not good.
Hey,
It's worse than Texas. This has the best barbecue in Texas.
it just means that there is a demand for Kingdom Collapse in that area, in the Midwest
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's Iowa or Timbuktu.
Yep.
If they're gonna fucking say come to our state
Yep.
and we're gonna pay you your guarantee, then go. And if they're gonna do
yeah.
it again in 6 months, go
Check
again.
this out.
We have an awesome agent who he was with a different company at the time. So our agent gets us on all these tours.
Yeah.
So he's helped us with Nonpoint, with From Ashes to New,
Yep.
the Nothing More shows, 3 Days of Grace. So for a young band, it's very important to have a good agent. If you have bands that are talking to you, tell them, get a good booking agent.
Good songs, good agent. You don't need
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. One of the things too that I've kind of that I respect a lot about Kingdom Collapse is that you guys have just a really good fan base. There's people who fucking love your band
Yeah.
all over the country.
The army, bro.
The
KC Army.
What are they called?
Kingdom Collapse Army.
The Kingdom Collapse Army. Yeah. And I've seen photos, I've seen videos.
Yep.
And a lot of times I read, I don't know if I'll say this at the end of the night, but a lot of times I read, oh, these are the nicest guys ever. I love them. They're good peeps. Now look at them here tonight. They're fucking rambunctious and crazy.
Dude, that's why they love us. Because we go out there every show. We sell our own fucking merch. It's like we don't have a merch guy. We're out there and we sell it. We hang out with them.
yeah.
If you want a beer, you want a shot, whatever, dude.
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
got fucking koozies. We got shirts, hoodies, vinyls,
yeah.
CDs, sunglasses, hats, drumsticks.
If you want the real talk, we go off stage. So he handles like the stage, the production.
Yeah.
I go off stage. Yeah, that's him.
Is that what
And
Dave
guest
says?
guest on.
Dave's the
too.
tallest guy. He tells people, get your shit off.
shit off. It's my stage now.
That's pretty much what he does. But I go to merch. I'm like, hey, singer, you want to go sell some merch? He's like, no, people want to talk. I'm like, hey, dude, let's go
Talk at the merch table.
He's more ADHD than I am.
But I get there, you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of like it's a bit like The Walking Dead, right? So like we leave outside of the backstage, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you fucking killed it, do!" And I like to give them the moment and like, thank you. What's your name? You know,
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. Like, how'd you hear of us?
I cannot tell you how important that is.
naturally
You know how
make
important
my
that is.
way to
They
it.
tell the bassist, hey, bassist, you killed it tonight.
Sometimes, but I get fucking like eaten alive by all these people coming up, and then I'm like, let's
Meet
let's
me at
take
the
it to the
merch
merch table, and
table.
I tell them this shit.
That's what he should say.
It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. But these people sit, and then they see me stop. No, you know.
I just want to say something real quick. Even though they're crazy and talking about whatever they're talking about right now,
Exactly.
our fans really love our music, and the opportunity that we have to talk to them at the merch table to let us know about how our music changed their lives, bro. Like literally, we get messages every day like how our music changed their lives, how it helped them from not making a bad decision, right?
Even the other day.
Even the other day. So it's good to hear from the fans and how our music helps them get through the day.
We're good.
So again, you guys work social media so well. I like how you do it, and again, it is a very important thing, and I'm glad that you guys find time to do it and understand how important that is. And this really kind of evolved state of music that we live in today. It's so crazy.
It's the Wild West.
It's really crazy, and there'll be something new popping up in the next year, right? That we all have to jump on.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to tell you to jump on it.
Even for Rob's, I post all the time on Rob's. If I don't post every day, I feel like
TikTok?
no, I am not on TikTok.
Why?
I don't know.
And I'm asking you as an
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
everybody these days, they're like,
But
dude.
I'm only on social media, on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. But the way that I utilize my Instagram is to feed my Facebook. Like I'll post an interview or I'll post a photo gallery, and I'll say I'll post it on Instagram, and I say if you want to watch the interview or if you want to see the full photo gallery, go to the Facebook. So the Instagram to me is a supplement to the Facebook, not two different things. But that's how I manage it, And I don't do Instagram. I don't do TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I do Instagram.
Local space?
I don't do any of that. No. Facebook is my thing, and I have about 11,000 people who follow me, and that's good. I'm happy with that.
So our Facebook. So we have to look at this shit because our agent asks. We're at like 16,000 on Facebook. Spotify, we're at like 140,000.
peaked around like 367.
But right now, I mean,
It fluctuates from month to month, right? So it's like we've been anywhere as low as like 130,000 or 370,000.
like we want to just be musicians, but we have to study social media.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, it's like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to look at all that shit.
Yeah.
Algorithms.
Oh man, I don't even get.
You're just a product.
I try not to dig too deep into that. I just put it
Yeah,
out
I know.
there.
I know it sucks.
So, again, great fan base. You guys you've gotten good press across the country, and did I hear or read something about that you guys have a promotional team that helps you promote the band, or people on the back end that promote?
So we have the Kingdom Collapse Army.
Okay, I mean,
So-
aside from the fans, anything like that's legit or back end?
It's like so we have a booking agent, but we have he and I. So we're on the road. It's all four of us on the road. When we're home, it's Jonathan and I running the business daily.
Sure.
So we don't. Yeah, like we
Sure,
don't.
sure.
We don't have the. But we're doing very well. But we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the big label
Budget,
team or
yeah.
whatever.
That's good.
But
And
it's not about budget. It's
Sure,
not about
sure.
money. It's like we care so much that we want to be hands on. Because
Sure,
if we sign a deal,
sure.
There were a lot of bands that came up around the same time, like Saul, Any Given Sin. There were a lot of bands, right in the same, even Relent, to where they signed the deal on the first single that had any traction. They sign the deal. They get the big agent. They get the biggest agent. And the second Saul or Any Given Sin or Kingdom Collapse, like any band, I'm just using this as an example. If you get the biggest agent as an up-and-coming band, especially in 2024, the second anything slows down, you're fucking dropped. You're fucking dropped. And that is why we made sure to, not have any of our success due to anybody signing any fucking deal, making it on our own merit, to where it's like...
we'll tell you this off camera, but there's been, for our music, there's been offers, large amounts of money. But
buy out our catalog. From
but we don't want to give up. It's not life change. It's not worth it.
Yeah, when Unbreakable came out, it was getting 25, 30,000 streams a day.
Crazy.
It was playing 65 times a week on Octane alone, plus FM, all that shit. And we probably turned down 8 or 9 different labels during that time. You know, from I won't name names, but even like some big time producers, several big time producers. There was.
Did you turn it down because
It was-
of what they wanted? You know.
It was one of those things to where you could tell it was very predatory.
Yeah,
To where it's like that's the kind of template they would send to pretty much anybody.
Dude, and honestly, it's like so record labels, they'll see a young band. Young bands are usually dumb. They're great musicians, but they'll sign everything away. Maybe they get a big single. I feel, to our detriment, we're too smart that we've passed on all these labels. But it's like we don't want to give everything up just for a couple bucks.
Right.
Put it this way. So a lot of the offers, the standard now, like not 20 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, a band would sign we sign a $500,000 record deal or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Your advance is like considerable. Now, in this age where no one buys albums and it's just singles and stuff like that, it's literally like a $25,000 advance, but it's not even an advance because that's really just your budget. It's really just your marketing budget.
Yeah.
Put it this way, in our last tour, that was only 3 weeks.
Yeah, gas.
Last tour. Oh, right here. So our last tour was only 3 weeks. And the amount of cost that went into those 3 weeks was $15,000.
Wow.
From merch to crew to gas, everything like that. So what the fuck does $20,000 do to incentivize us to sign everything away? To the industry standard of a record deal is the label takes 90%. Okay? Right off the bat from cent one. 90%. Yeah.
If you're Taylor Swift.
After all that, but then there's Taylor's version and then all that stuff. But okay, so 90%, right? They're taken from the very first cent they start collecting. Let's put it this way. So spit out an advance. Like, okay, album 1. What's the budget?
$50,000.
$50,000. So of that, they're taking their 90 and they're recouping that $50,000 from your 10%. So how long does it take to make $50,000? You have to gross $500,000 to make back that 50 because they're not counting their 90% from that recoupment.
Yeah.
They're only taking from your 10% at a time.
Something shitty though, like really shitty. So,
And
album to
a
album,
million
what
streams
they
only
do-
pays $4,000.
Yeah.
A million.
To his point, a million streams is 4,000. But what some labels do, if you have a 5-album deal, if you have debt from album 1, they recoup.
They roll it over. Yeah.
You're smart.
I know.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
if you have, say, 3 albums, they roll your debt over where it's like, hey, dude, you're on album 4. We'll give you your advance. But we got to recoup from album 1, album 2, album 3.
Yeah. It's crazy. The industry's
It
very
is crazy.
Your latest single, "Last One Standing."
Yeah.
I wanna publicly apologize because I had told you guys I was gonna go to the listening party. I even promoted the listening party on
Yeah.
Rob's, and I didn't go. You didn't know I wasn't there.
No, we knew you were there.
There were a lot of people, Rob. There were a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
I would have seen your head, dude.
You would have seen it. No, I
There's Rob.
really wanted to go.
No.
And I can't remember why. It was something like my family. Something happened or work or something. I just couldn't get away to go. But that is the latest single. How was the party?
It was fun. It was fun. We got together. That was right after. So.
Where was it at? Where was it at again?
So it was in Cibolo.
Oh, okay.
So we had
Ernie's
just
patio.
played the headliner show in at Bluebonnet Palace
Yeah.
the week before.
Yeah.
And then, we told people at that show, we're like, hey, next week we're getting together for the listening party,
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. Just hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. Cool.
So that was fun.
So everybody just hung out and
Yeah.
partied and stuff like that.
And heard the song.
It was a great show.
Yeah. Talk about that real quick.
Blue Bonnet was awesome.
That was on June 14th.
June 14th.
Yeah. So basically we had lot of our friends play. We had David McGilvery, you know. He's in another band called Even in Death.
Yeah.
And,
I love their latest single.
They opened the show, and then we had some other bands that we're friends with play that, and it was fun. We had a band called Envision that's from Mississippi. Every time we go out east, there's a station out there. They have a podcast. They have a internet radio, and they've been good friends. Produced their new single, so I was like, you know what? Y'all come out to Texas. Let's have a good time. And probably about 300 people out there. It was fun. For being like a country place, we didn't know what to expect. It was a guinea pig kind of show. You know what I mean? It was like, let's test it.
I like guinea pigs.
Yeah, I know the Blue Bonnet. I've been to the Blue Bonnet Palace.
Yeah.
I know it's a big place.
But it's Blue Bonnet. It's country.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what makes it cool.
the promoter was like, yeah, it's like, let's fuck it. It's like,
Rock this Blue Bonnet.
yeah.
Yeah. I know you. One of the things that I've said about you guys many times already is that you guys are really a hardworking band. You're always out working and supporting this vision of Kingdom Collapse.
Yep.
You guys had a great run this summer.
Yep.
Summer of Sin tour.
Yep.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh, dude.
I saw a lot of the video on that.
So we started out with, we did a run.
Lines at the gate.
That's
This whole tour, so it was about
Pass
a
them along,
month
my
we were
friend.
out in July. We started with Lions at the Gate.
This one's mine.
Oh, that was mine. I got mine. I got mine.
All right, ready?
What happened?
Just need more water.
Okay.
No. Okay, so it was about a month out. We started with a week to the festivals. So on that run, we had Lions at the Gate, which is the singer of El Nino. It's Christian.
Christian Machado.
And then we had Another Day Dawns, which they were on the Breaking Benjamin tour last year.
Amazing.
Really
Who?
good band. Another Day Dawns.
Look into them.
Another day, not days.
Another
Where are they from, Gaston?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Another
Another
Day Dawns. No S right there.
Another day.
God damn it, Gaston.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we started the tour with Lions at the Gate,
Uh-huh.
Another Day Dawns. Did about a week and a half out with them up to Incarceration Fest in Ohio. And that was like, Chevelle, Falling in Reverse, shit like that. And then we went the very next day. It was a 12-hour drive. We had to be at Rockfest in Wisconsin, the one we came back for main stage.
With Jelly Roll.
Main stage. It was Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
I think that, okay. Jelly Roll, of course, I think when I think about him is not the rock market, right? No, but if you're going to do a show with him, it exposes you to his market.
Right.
He has 8 billion followers on Instagram.
We were taking shots at 2021 Rockville.
He follows us on Instagram. Like the whole band knows us, and I say we all do. I'm the biggest
Is he
fan
like
of the
it?
band,
When I think about him,
but we love Jelly Roll.
He's like Post Malone.
He's kind of
Right?
like that.
He's kinda
Kind of
like
like
a
that.
post-
Yeah, it's like they did a song together. Yeah, obviously. But it's like we were
Right?
back there.
Right?
We had played our first festival ever. This was 2021, and he was headlining or whatever, playing later that night. And it was like Leonard Skinner, Pantera, Disturbed, Slipknot,
Wow.
and Jelly Roll, right? So we go over there, we venture over there, and his whole crew has like bottles and bottles of fucking tequila and all this shit. And they had all these like Ohio medicinals. Like they're like, hey, y'all want this? And dude, I'm telling you, this tiny little edible, I think it was like 10,000 milligrams or some shit. You could take a tiny bite and you'll be high for like 24 hours, dude. Tiny bite.
David, did you do some of that?
Just round the edge, dude, and you're high.
Okay.
Round the edge.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Wow. So, obviously, touring is important to you guys.
Yep.
What do you guys enjoy most about touring?
Honestly, just like being able to play for all of our fans.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, that was fun.
Send me that picture. I'll use it in the interview.
Yeah.
My phone's right here.
I know.
With the touring, it's like being able to get face to face with the Kingdom Collapse army, make new fans, you know what I mean, and like just connect with people.
Yeah.
There's a specific time on the road that my mind always goes to when I'm asked that. We were in Minnesota, and we're on tour with Red Jumpsuit, Attack, and doors had just opened, and David comes to the back, and he's like, hey, there's a family here that wants to talk to you.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. You know, so I go up there, and they're all like this.
Oh, really?
The whole entire family
Wow.
had Unbreakable tattoos, and I was like,
Wow.
what's going on here? And they were like, hey, we won't get into it right now, but basically,
They were from Iowa.
yeah, no, no, no. But basically, they were like, our son almost died. You know what I mean? And this was around the time when Unbreakable came out,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Unbreakable became their kind of theme song during that time
Wow.
when their son was
Wow, yeah.
on life support. He was on oxygen, and basically ended up making a full recovery. And they're like, you know, he survived. He's here today, and he points to him, and he's this big, tall fucker right here. And I'm like, what? And like, there's 5 of them with an Unbreakable tattoo in one fucking family.
That's crazy.
And they're like, your music has helped our family through a very rough time. We are here for life. You know what I mean? And since then, it's like, we play, like, there was one show we played in Las Vegas, and like, they came out, they flew out to Las Vegas, the whole family, to just like hang with us and see the show and all this stuff, like Die Hard. And that's where I really, that's why I emphasize the songs. It's like songs with meaning. You know what I mean? Because that changes people's lives. That helps people. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
just like cool solo.
Yeah, yeah. And we didn't talk about lyrical themes tonight, but I think a lot of your lyrical themes do kind of resonate with people. I mean, we talk about, like a song like Unbreakable, like we have to continue to stay strong and
Yes.
not let this life tear
Yes.
us down. How many people have we seen life tear
Yes.
them down, and then they succumb through suicide or whatever?
I know. And it gets the best of them.
And then suffer. We've all suffered. That's why that song's so popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been fucked over, right?
Yeah, and then it's like,
And
fuck
you. Know
you.
what? When I was watching the video, Julian Cruz wanted to come by tonight too, but he has his. I know, Julian Cruz, where you at? He was like, "Oh man, I want to be there for that, Rob." I'm like,
Get
I
your
know.
fucking car and get here, dude.
Honestly, I think he was with his daughter tonight or something.
Yeah.
So that he wasn't able to come. But yeah, I mean, I think your lyrical themes resonate with people, and I think that has a huge impact. Obviously, it has a huge impact with them and brings them closer to your music and of
Yep.
course the band. Where in the U.S. do you feel a lot of love? Like, if you had to mention one state, where's the most love that you feel like?
let me
Whenever
do it.
you're going to go to that state, you're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be good.
We all have different answers, and
Okay. Oh,
you'll get
really?
them all.
Let me give one.
Go ahead.
Gaston's pick.
This my favorite, and they love me there. I don't have any idea why. Missouri, bro.
Oh, my God.
Missouri. They have so much love. I love
Wow.
that.
That's the show me state. Tell me why.
I have no idea why they show me state, but they're great. Yeah.
I'm going to say Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we played Pittsburgh, there's a lot of... No, I'm serious, dude.
Is that the Gettysburg Address or something?
No, that's like some other state. I don't know. That was like 200 years ago. But anyways, so every time we go to Pittsburgh, I think like Breaking Benjamin's from there, Motionless and White's
Yeah, yeah.
from there. There's a big rock.
That's where we love. You don't have carne guisada? I love you.
I mean, we love San Antonio too. It's like, but Pennsylvania comes out.
Texas, like playing here.
I'll name some good states like Pennsylvania, Florida, Missouri,
Name the whole country.
Iowa.
Like,
The
yeah,
Midwest loves rock. Loves rock and metal.
Yeah. I think that's a great point because, I think we were talking. I can't remember off or on camera, but
Yeah.
I think Aaron said we want more love from people here in San Antonio because we're doing so well. But I think the hard rock genre resonates better in other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I
San
mean-
Antonio's always been very like
Yeah.
metal, but it's like, even with our sound, it's like it leans into that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, of
there's
course.
both.
Of course. Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong. You're going on the road next month with Red and Adelita's Way.
Yep.
Adelita's Way.
Yeah, exactly.
So where's that run gonna take you and for how long?
So that starts in Flint, Michigan, and then ends. So it goes up.
It's gonna start
through-
getting cold too, right?
Yeah.
Take your
Yes.
fucking coat.
So it starts.
But in Michigan,
in about 2 weeks in Michigan. And then goes through the Midwest and then goes out towards Seattle, Portland. Yeah, the greatest part of the U.S.
Cali,
Yeah.
But hey, we want to get to Cali though.
so after that run, will you be done for the rest of the year?
No. We actually have a headliner. We have some Texas dates.
Antonio in December.
Okay, great.
It's not confirmed
Exact
yet.
date?
Write it down.
Where at?
We can't say it yet. It's getting confirmed. No, we can say it. No, we can't. Really?
Early December. We'll give you that.
Okay.
We'll give you that.
I'll say it. I'll tell you.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Tell me off camera.
Yeah,
Gas. Okay. Yeah. No, but that's great. Put me on-
Possibly a Houston
Put me on the
date.
list with a
Yeah.
+3 for my crew.
Plus
We'll be there.
30, dude. Let's go.
Got you.
We all got. JB's got to be there. My chick's got to be there. +2. We'll be there. We'll be there to support. I really want to check it out, and I want to go shoot some footage too. I have not shot any live video. And as we get into videos, let's talk about videos now. I just want to say that I love your guys' videos. And one of the things that
Oh.
I've always kind of loved about your videos, of course, the quality's good, and we got Kevin from Crooked here.
Yep.
But your videos, a lot of bands, for I guess time and financial sake, will just do like a performance video.
Right.
You guys' videos are all like storylines. There's like a storyline, and
Yeah.
there's acting and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that.
Yeah, so Suffer was the first video we've ever done. And now here we are with Kevin 12 videos later,
What's
dude.
even
12.
funnier, So Kevin's done everything.
And Julian Cruz is in the Suffer video.
So I mean, Julian's dude. But what about John Moyer from Disturbed, Cody Canada from Cross Canadian?
Oh wow.
We've had some big people in our shit that he has filmed
Yeah,
everything for.
Yeah.
What about Years of Red Skies, dude?
Oh, that band. Yeah.
Talk about that. Anyways, back to
Disturbed. Yes. No, but seriously, man, we had John, the bassist from Disturbed, in the video that he filmed.
John Moyer.
Yeah.
John Moyer. Yeah. I think the videos are great. Do you want to invite
Union
Kevin?
Underground?
You want to invite Kevin to come say a few words?
Get the hell up here.
Kevin, come say a few words.
So many kids. I'm glad he came today.
Here, take my seat.
We didn't think he was coming.
Lord Jesus Christ, sit down.
What's up, guys? Cheers.
Hello,
Cheers.
Beer and beer.
Salute, brother. Thanks for coming. So what's it been like, Kevin, working with these cats? What when you start a video with them, who comes up with the storyboard, like the storyline? Is that something that you help with, or does John bring that to you and tell you what to do?
I think I'll give a quick synopsis here. So,
Yeah, quick
if
synopsis.
you take it back to like 2018, that's when John and I first started talking.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting together and we talked about his vision, his strategy. And the thing that I love about Kingdom, they always know what they want. They
Yeah.
always have a strategy. They know what they're trying to achieve. And so John is a perfectionist through and through. And that's one thing that, as a creative, I share the wheel with John. Like, he's got such a strong vision. And sometimes, I'm along for the ride, which is cool. But
But we come at it from different angles too. Like where that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean? Like so like, you know what I mean? So we don't miss any spots. So like, you know what I mean?
yeah, and I think one of the things that's cool, John did say is 12 videos. I don't know if it was 12, maybe it's even 13. I don't know. But is it
13.
The thing is with them, so go to his house, we edit. I sit in the back. It's them two. I want to show up because I just want to see it, but it's like them two sparring. And it's like, all right, y'all do what the fuck you want.
It's just light taps. It's just like
Light tap.
no, look at no. Like, no. But that's after the shoot. Like when we kind of have like a rough idea of like, here's what the song's about, and kind of like this is where we kind of want to take it to. I want to make sure the energy and the vibe and the emotion of what the song's about is still retained in the video. It doesn't get too far off track. It's like it's supporting the song, you know what I mean? And it's one. It's not like a very disjointed, like, what the hell was that video? Like, has nothing to do with the song.
I think
you know what I mean?
One of the things too that I thought was really cool, like a lot of the storyline shots,
Yeah.
they're really good. Like, you know, and like how many do you have to do? Like how many takes you have to do to get it right?
So one of the cool things
We used to have to do way more.
we used to have a ton. Really, we've gotten to a place where we've done so many videos together. It's clockwork, right? We go in, we know what we're doing, we plan it out. We may throw in a couple extra things to just.
But the
test out,
acting
and then
thing
we
is
go
what I'm
for it.
talking about.
Well, so here's the thing, and you talked about this earlier, you know, about like the investment to yourself. There's so many bands, they'll hit us up all the time and hey, you know, I got like $300. What can you do me for a music video? And it's like these guys invest in themselves.
Sure.
First and foremost. And so
Sure.
they're not afraid to have fun with it, and they see, I think, the bigger potential in what they can get out of it. And, you know, with the story, having a strong story, I mean, it requires talent, it requires locations.
Who
it
writes the
requires
storyline?
a
I
lot
think
of
is
things.
what I asked.
So a lot of times it's a duality. I mean,
Okay.
John may have ideas, I may have ideas,
Okay.
things that I'm hearing in the song. I think we play off of each other. Aaron said it best. You know, we nitpick the shit out of each other, but it's the friction that allows us to have the best output.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where the good stuff comes.
Yeah.
But it's been an amazing ride, and yeah. This many
I mean,
videos
like,
so
like,
far,
like,
so-
like,
yeah.
like the payback video was so cool.
Yes.
Dude, I'm just like, whoa.
We went with
this is
that
like
Hitman,
really
but-
cool.
So that one. So I wasn't even fucking there.
are this way. Talk to the
They're this
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
All right, camera. Hello, I'm Aaron. I was managing the band at the time, but I heard. I can't look at y'all. I got to look at the camera. I heard the story. It was hot as shit. He and Kevin had to film that video for Payback. No one else.
Oh, dude.
Hey, dude, I'm looking at the camera. I can't.
I can't acknowledge you.
Okay, so it was late August, and we were all in fucking jackets, like leather jackets and shit. Like there was smoke, so we couldn't let the air out. It was in a fucking like warehouse, right? That was saturated with smoke. Late August, it was like 104. Inside that place, it had to be like 120. I went outside where it was 104 and it felt cold. Sweat through like 6 shirts, dude.
What year? 18 or
That was 19. That was the first Octane single.
Wow. Yeah. No, but I'm a big fan of that video. I like the suffering video. Like I said, a lot of acting in there, and there's a storyline. I think that's cool because you don't see a lot of bands really put that much effort into
Right.
that part of a video. So that's good stuff. All right, guys. As we get near the end of this interview, I have to ask: any new music in the
Always.
near future?
Always.
I know that's a silly
Always.
question. So when should fans expect maybe a new single?
Answer that question.
Okay, sorry. Shh.
So, new music. We
New music.
have something very special
Okay.
dropping in the next month. It's a
In the next
first
month.
for us. We can't tell you any detail. Well, off camera we can.
Okay.
But for interview's sake, we have something special dropping in the next month.
Okay.
And it's a first. It's involving some of our friends in a band that you definitely named.
big bands.
That they're going to be a part of this. That probably gives a hint.
Okay.
That'll come out in October, and after that, we'll probably have something else released in January.
Okay.
So we're always working on new shit. So.
I know that. I know you guys are always putting something out for the market, and that's great. And that's what Like I said before, I think I put this in my post. You guys are one of the hardest working bands out there, and
Yep.
you get it.
Yep.
You know how to work the fucking system now.
Yep.
The music industry. All right,
the
guys.
hiccups.
Ándale. As we end out, I want to give, and I guess we'll put Gaston last. I want to give everyone. I want to give each of you an opportunity just to give any shout outs to family or friends, show any love to anybody out there in the industry who has helped you or support you to get the band to where it is today. So, John, let's end out with you. Let's let Aaron and David go.
You go first. You go first.
I just said he's going to go last.
Oh, he's going last.
Yeah.
So, looking at all of your pictures here, so the Nothing More one. So I lived with Mark. I was his roommate for a bit, and he helped us with Octane.
Yeah, right.
So-
which is a big thing.
Early on.
That's a big thing.
And
It turned into a big thing.
we
Yeah,
played.
of course.
We've played shows with Nothing More, and so I mean the whole band is, but I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah.
A Grammy nominated band from San Antonio would put us on shows.
Yeah.
So, and I love my mom and dad.
I was about to say, what about your mom?
Yeah, those two, and Nothing More. So my mom and dad, and Nothing More. Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken. Dude, Aaron's
Okay.
dad has been a huge support to the band.
Great.
He's like, flies out to shows, like, is
Wow.
like, sitting
Wow.
side stage, just like chilling with a Michelob.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The PhD.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
David?
I definitely want to thank my family for the support. Without them, I definitely couldn't be doing this. That goes for my entire family.
big network. It's like a crime network.
Dude, the work
that's like a mob.
That's a whole other interview. We can't talk about that.
I was going to say, probably most importantly, your wife, huh?
Yeah, my wife, my son,
Man, they have to put up with your
mom, dad. My dad
sacrifice.
tracks all our miles, everything. Like he's a diehard fan, man.
is the 350th show you'll play.
This is the best.
That's cool, dude.
He's super awesome.
have we done? Like 300 something?
I don't know. He's got the stat.
David, let me ask you, do you still do acoustic shows?
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Retired.
No, I used to do acoustic shows with my brother.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but
I saw you at one, I think.
paid the bills, but my dedication is 100% to the
to
band.
this band. Yeah, no, that's
absolutely.
great. All right.
So
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Gaston?
Yo, I want to give a shout out to my family and everyone that supported me for over the last 8-9 years. I have fans all over the U.S. that have supported me as well. And it's been a very easy transition from where I was at into Kingdom Collapse. And my fan base has supported what I've done with these guys. So kudos to them. Like I said off camera, I've been having a great time with my brothers. So it's been great. It's been great.
Boom. Hell yeah, dude.
Sweet. Come on.
Yeah,
John.
I don't know, man. Like it's one of those things to where like with Kingdom Collapse, there's been so many people that have really come out to support, close in the circle and very far out. It started with, even with my mom, just like supporting. Yeah. Supporting the music thing, like when I was cranking my amp up back in the fucking in my bedroom, cranking the fucking half stack in 2004 or whatever. Bam, 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 dealing with the noise, the practices, you know what I mean, like all that stuff.
What does she think about what you do now?
She loves it. Loves it. Yeah.
Really?
It's even like the last like 3 San Antonio shows she's come out to. There were when we
wow.
played with 3 Days of Grace in Kansas City,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We were heading home from a show with Nothing More in Albuquerque, and we were driving home. It was a one-off, so we took separate cars. Some people were going on vacation after this because we had just wrapped up 170 shows that year.
Low battery. Please charge.
170 shows. We were gone for 10 months, and this was in like September, October. We played with Nothing More in Albuquerque, and then the next day, our agent calls us, and he's like, "Hey, where y'all at?" And we're like, we're near Lubbock right now. What's up? He's like, y'all have 3 Days of Grace tomorrow. Turn around. And we're like, fuck yeah, we're there.
Battery.
I'm sorry,
Please
guys.
charge.
Rob, I'm really embarrassed right now.
So low battery. Anyway, so we show up in Kansas City the very next day.
Yeah.
And also, okay, so with this story, so there's two people that I want to thank for this. Basically, I called them and I'm like, y'all need to fly out to Kansas City. Y'all have to see
Your
this.
parents.
My mom.
Your mom.
My dad passed away when I was 8. So
Oh,
like my
wow.
mom, hardworking, single
yeah.
parent, but was always supportive. Maybe at times skeptical of like, okay, is this gonna be a real thing?
The show to be like, Mom.
So
check it out.
so she flies out to Kansas City, right?
Yeah. Check out the dream and its fruition.
3,000 people there, right?
Wow.
3 days grace, direct support. And there's another person I want to thank
Go ahead.
that actually isn't around. He passed away about a year ago, but he was a big factor in the success of the Kingdom Collapse Army and really building that diehard fan base was Joe Alfano. He was out of Boston. Around 2019, he became a really good friend to us, to the band. And
what was he, like a DJ or what?
No, he was like the head of our fan group with the
okay.
Kingdom Collapse Army.
Okay.
But not
And
only ours, but several other
He was,
bands, like-
and when we got that 3 days
But he
grace
was
show,
networked in that area.
he was already flying to Texas, to San Antonio, that same day
Yeah.
that we got added to the 3 days grace show.
Yeah.
He had landed already from Boston
Oh,
and San Antonio,
no.
and we're like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get a fucking plane ticket to Kansas City. We're gonna party it up, whatever. And so it was like, he had already come in to hang out with us
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything for the
Oh, yeah.
weekend, but shows up in Kansas City. My mom's there, Joe's there from
Wow,
Boston,
that's cool.
and
And mind you, he and I had to drive us from fucking Lubbock, Texas to Kansas City. We found out, we got to go.
it was
Yeah, he and I are the drivers. Like, they don't,
Unless we hire one.
unless we hire one, they're Gucci. They don't do shit. Yeah, they just show up.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
you're the
gotta
singer.
rest up. But
I can't talk.
he and
and
I
I can't
drive
drive.
us.
but I can yell.
But no one respects
Hurry
that.
the fuck up!
Yeah, no one respects the drivers.
Aaron,
So-
shut the fuck up and drive!
We're hitting those potholes.
Exactly.
And that's where I would quit. If someone treated me like that, I'd be done.
Oh my
You'd
god.
be done.
So you can tell.
These guys love you, Aaron.
Well, no one said that yet. You're the first one. So it's like, if you were in our band,
That's a
I'm
lie.
done.
Aaron, that was a hypothetical. That wasn't really.
If it was
telling you the
hypothetical, I would. But, and to that point, we drive our.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
See, like this bitch. It's like we drive ourselves. We're a hardworking band. He'd be nothing without us. It's like, what the fuck? It's like we have to drive. We have to do all this. Like people have to, we have to work.
Ah, dude,
hey.
whatever.
like
Whatever,
like we
dog.
said earlier, everybody knows their roles. Right. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes,
what
sir.
A, what a really
Dude, that was fucking fun.
what a really spontaneous, crazy, rambunctious
Yep.
fucking interview. I love it.
Boom.
I love it. And like I said, I'm not gonna forget it. I'm gonna try to leave as much of this fucking
Yeah.
interview
Let's go.
in.
Let's go.
And,
Leave it all
I
in.
really am.
Do you have any more notes?
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for coming tonight. For what will what will be obviously one of the most unforgettable interviews of 2024. Undoubtedly. Thank you so much for sharing so
Thank
much.
you.
I hope you guys aren't leaving yet.
No.
We got a little bit more partying to go until Julie throws y'all out later. Julie's like, y'all shit gotta go because you're getting too crazy. No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna
Hey,
drink.
we're good still?
We're gonna drink all the booze and smoke some weed, and then you can go. Okay.
Get the fuck out!
I think we still got some vodka. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody out there. Remember, how can you forget one of San Antonio's biggest and brightest? Yes, the band is called Kingdom Collapse. Go online right now. Go download their music on all social media platforms. Look for them on YouTube. They got great videos, great songs. You saw the band, Kingdom Collapse, only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.
Thank you.